I'm a photographer. I'm not a landscape photographer, a portrait photographer, wedding photographer. Yes, I am, because I do all those things. But I love photography, and I love taking pictures that please me and please others.
David James, I just love his eye. You see that he's someone who understands how important it is the still images on set. And to sell a movie, that's what I'm looking for. What image is going to encapsulate for an audience our story? I want to surround myself with the most talented people I possibly can that I enjoy and I respect. And David James is someone who is like that. He's just a beautiful photographer. And it is a skill, it is an art to be able to get that photo that is actually, he's got to understand the story that we're trying to tell, understand a moment, and also what's going to help sell that moment. Or when you look at it, you go, that's the movie.
The one thing you have to remember on a set, your ego stays outside. Right? I wear black on sets because I don't want to say, here I am. I want to meld in the background. I'm there to make sure that I don't become a distraction for the actor. I've worked with actors who came to me and said, how do you get all these pictures? I didn't even know you were there. That's music to my ears. I've read every book. I can't put them down. When I first saw that Tom was going to do it, I thought, hang on, Reacher's a huge military guy. Tom fills that role so beautifully because it's in here. Tom is Jack Reacher. You know, he's got it. I did The Last Samurai with Ed and Love and Other Drugs with him. I love Ed. Ed has a sense of humor. To be around him on the set, he's very, very confident in what he's doing. You work sometimes with directors who are not confident, and it shows. He knows where to put the camera. He knows what the scene should be. He knows what the performances should be. Tom respects that. I respect that. The whole crew respects that. Every time I've worked with him, Tom, if he's going to do a big action scene, he says, David, is David here? He's so into it, and he's so into getting those results. I did the latter half of Night and Day, and on the day that we wrapped, Tom and I were walking off the beach in Jamaica together, and he stopped. He said, David, I'm going to do another Mission Impossible, and I would love it if you would do it with me. And I said, I'd be delighted to. We get to Dubai, and we're standing there the first day of climbing rehearsals, and we look up. He said, I know where you are. I said, yeah, we've got to do that. It's the tallest building in the world. You can't sit higher on this planet on a man-made structure than that. You had to go up 250 floors in elevators. 250, I mean, that's huge. And then he had to climb 200 feet inside this grey tube. No air conditioning. So bless him, he did the whole thing. It was awesome.
There's like a child there. Okay, just look. Okay, that's 50. That's basically what your eye would see when you're looking at it. Okay?
We were teaching Danica the difference between optics, so that she had an idea when they're saying, okay, we're putting a 135mm lens on this. So she had an idea what that meant. He knows what it means, you know, and he knows what the best lenses are for him. I mean, most good actors do.
See how that changes?
Yeah.
Okay, it tells a different story.
They know the impact an optical has. So what we were trying to teach Danica is how that is the difference between a wide angle and, you know, and also how getting her sharp and the longer lens will throw the background well out, which makes her more powerful. There's a little photo lesson in lenses. I brought my daughter on Star Wars Force Awakens as my assistant stroke coordinator, and she was awesome in that, in organizing and getting talent to spots. And then she would be in photo sessions with me, learning how to light. I then took her onto the latter half of The Last Mission. So we went on that together, and I let her shoot a few pictures. And then when Jack Reacher, Never Go Back came up, I said to the producers, and they said, look, I want to bring her. We've got to train new young people. I'm getting older, and there's no training program for kids anymore. So now she can be a fully fledged still photographer. A lot of the great photographs in the kitchen fight stuff are hers, because she has that eye in that moment. And it's predicting that moment. So you watch a rehearsal and you know on a fight, there's two places you want to photograph the fist, here or there. It's just that timing, that anticipation of the moment. You know, when the fist is here, pulling back, you want back. It's up to the photographer to know what the thing looks like. He's there, he's on the spot, he knows what it looks like. New Orleans is a magical place. I'll never go back. I wandered the streets and I shot pictures, just different shots, you know, people, architecture. The great thing about shooting that is it is New Orleans. A lot of movies you go on and they will design a scene and build the sets and do this, and it's kind of phony, but this was real. And every night we shot that parade, it was real, and the people were having a blast. They were loving it. And there's so much visual to shoot. That's the beauty of being a still photographer. You don't have to stand by where the camera is. You don't have to shoot the same lens they're shooting. You can shoot your own visual interpretation. You're still the same scene, but I would look for angles where you could get Tom, and then there's something interesting, out of focus, interesting going on behind him. That's that behind the scenes thing. Just those moments. And it also shows that fantastic rapport between those actors. They became like a little family, you know, and they looked out for Danica and they guided her. Tom and I have this discussion all the time that he likes being Tom Cruise, I like being David James. Right? We're both happy in our skin. Ever since the Birds shot, we've become like brothers. You know, the guy really enjoys being who he is. And I enjoy photographing it and being part of it. I think Tom loves the whole aspect of making a film, of being there on the set, of actually working with all these people and all that equipment and making that movie.
Did you know that this is David James's birthday today?
Yeah!
Whoa! I just want to say, it's his 75th birthday.
Wow! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear David! Happy birthday to you!
David, he's just the best that I've ever worked with.
I want to do, you know, as long as I can, I want to keep doing with him. It's living a dream.